What page did you read this time?
None.
Come on, don't lie to me. But it's okay if you don't want to tell me.
Fine. I'll tell you. but only because it's Thursday. The first scientist that successfully transmuted chemical elements artificially was Ernest Rutherford in 1919 by bombing a nitrogen atom with alpha particles.
What shit is that?
My father warned me, don't you see? This phenomenon appears in nature spontaneously when certain chemicals and isotope elements have unstable cores.
Oh shit. Would you like some whiskey?
No, thanks. I want to go back
Where?
to my house.
But you don't have a house.
I don't?
Of course not. You don't remember? Oh, you forgot again. I'll remind you again. You were coming on the train, the long train, the one you think will never end.
Uh-huh.
As soon as the train arrived to the station where you should come down, it got stuck by a rock. Imagine the size of that rock. It was blue.
Who? The rock?
No, fool. The train.
Then what happened?
The lady with the long and shiny hair came down.
Was it her whole hair?
Yes.
Okay, well, if it was all her hair, then you have to say long and shiny hair without the S.
What is? What are you talking about?
The letter, the S.
Well, it's the same. The lady told you that if you wanted to go back home, you had to kiss her.
Did I kiss her?
Mm-mm.
Why didn't I kiss her?
You had no mouth.
I didn't have a mouth. How do you know?
Because I know.
What a shame. What a shame. Okay, then what happened?
The lady left. You stayed there at the train crying. And who got at the station in that train and sat down next to you?
Who?
Me? So I brought you here.
Oh, lucky. Well, I can't stay here. No, I'll get grounded.
By who?
By my mother.
You do not have a mother.
I don't.
No?
What a pity. But why?
You kill her.
Me? Why?
Well, because she came to an age where she could get sick.
That's why I kill her.
So she wouldn't get sick.
Ah, that makes sense. I kill her?
Read out loud the phrase that you are really reading, please.
How do you know it's not the other one?
Because transmutation is nothing more than a geniality to lie. So go, read it.
Fine. Long distance love has its charm. You miss, you meet again, and you fall in love again.
Again?
Yes, yes, like starting over again.
It's so boring. It is not worth it.
What? Reuniting?
No, fool. Falling in love. If you have to do it every 6 months, then when you meet up again, it's boring.
Really?
Yeah, it's like living and dying every 6 months. I was born, I die. I was born, I die. I was born, I die.
Yes, it is. No, the other way is more boring. You are born and you stay in the same place forever. You are born and nobody's celebrated. But you have to die to be celebrated, and you have to fall in love to be able to die.
And then,
And then you are born again.
how are you born again?
I can't help you there. You know that.
No, I don't know. You tell me.
You were born and never born again.
I think not.
Why?
I don't know.
What a pity. Once I killed an 84-year-old man. He had been born so many times that he had forgotten how to do it. He asked me to kill him.
You kill him?
Yes.
How?
I covered his eyes with a bandage. I told him a story and killed him.
Yeah, but how?
I told you already, with a story. Hey, don't be scared. I'm not a murderer.
I know.
How do you know I killed my mom?
You told me.
Me?
Yes. You.
Really? Huh.
When I was little, I wanted to be a writer. So I grabbed a piece of paper and a pencil and wrote down my whole story.
That young. How old were you?
7 months, 8 months.
And you already had a life story? Are you sure?
Yeah, completely sure. You want me to tell it to you?
To me?
Yes, you're my friend, right? You rescued me when I wrote the prologue of my story.
I rescue you?
Do you know what is it like to have a story?
Honestly, no.
It's like having an olive smoothie, but in reverse.
No, I don't think I have a life story. What color is an olive?
It depends
Depends on what?
on the month you're born, and your life changed forever. Olives develop between the month of June and October, reaching their full maturity by December. They just have 6 months to mature. I had 7.
How lucky.
I miss my mom.
Did she die?
Of course. No, well, yes. Did she die? Because I'm not sure.
I killed mine.
Why?
Because she came to an age where she could get sick.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
Do you have a mom?
No.
You kill her too.
No. She killed me.
You're so alive.
Not anymore. Not anymore. Let's say that my mom had to keep me. Like the liquid of olive or olive oil. If we consume it daily, it has to be kept in a cool place. So my mother had to keep me in a cool place, but she didn't. So I expired due to my impurities. I have elements such as water and remains of solid particles that can ferment after a season, just like olive oil, which expires in a shorter period of time.
I'm sorry. When did you expire?
I was 7, 8 months. But I was brought here and I became a writer. The problem was that I wrote my whole story at the beginning of my life, and I didn't leave anything for later.
For the present.
Let's say what I have ahead of me is the past. And what is in the past is the future, but what's left behind. It's like having torticollis and you're not able to look back. Do you know that torticollis can be hereditary and can appear at birth?
We live, we think a lot happens, don't we? But it doesn't really. It means then that you don't have a life ahead of you.
I would say life got ahead of me.
What's the name of your book?
Passion on the Edge. Life and its death. Transmutation.
Why didn't you tell me? It's this one!
Of course I did tell you. Read page 5.
There is no page 5.
There is no page 5? Why isn't there?
You took it out.
I took it out?
Of course.
I do not remember. How many people have you killed?
I'm not a murderer. I'm just trying to make sense of life. But if you want a number, it's 72.
Are you happy?
Sometimes. What about you? How many times have you been born?
I think just once.
Say you're not happy.
How is it to die?
It's like knitting something simple. You go stitch by stitch, giving it some shape until you finish, and then you can use it.
And what you needed.
Yes, what you knitted, or life, or death, it doesn't really matter. Everything is the same, you see. You are the person who gives it shape.
But how about if you don't have a shape?
I help you.
And if it becomes a knot?
You untie it.
If you kill someone, is it life fault?
No. Sometimes it is guilty. But there is no guilty without guilt.
There isn't?
Of course not. You know, you're guilty when guilt blames you, and then you go on blaming yourself because of guilt.
Oh my God. Are you sure you don't want some whiskey?
Yeah. I want to go back.
Where?
To being born.
And how do you go back?
Telling me a story. Many years ago, I met Teresa. She still had her whole life ahead of her. I think it was a Tuesday afternoon, around 4 o'clock. We had 𝘮𝘮𝘮. It's a plant grown without toxic agrochemicals in a place where the earth does not cry. I asked her what was wrong with her. that she only had a few months left to live. That this disease that she had been diagnosed with would cause her prolonged pain. Where she lived, they didn't give her the right to a dignified death. She was number 72. Teresa was 22 years old. And she loved for people. I saw her smile. I'm sure she hadn't for a very, very long time. Tell me a story.
Me?
I want to smile.
Oh, you?
Yes.
But I don't know how to tell stories. I haven't done it.
Yes. No. We all know how to tell stories. Please. Tell me one.
Once, upon a time, there was a silence and a boat that didn't know how to find each other. The boat came out running, got to the sea, and began to scream. It screamed, it screamed, it screamed, until it ran out of voice.
The sea.
No, the boat.
Which boat?
The big one. The deep one. The boat without a roof, where a whole life can fit.
Mine.
Any. The red boat. The way the sea rises them and steals them.
The boats.
No. The families.
Mine.
Yeah. It also stole it.
What a pity.
But the sea didn't like you and turned you back.
It didn't like me. Why didn't it like me?
Because you are too quiet. And who saved you?
Who?
Me.
How lucky. All four.
I do not remember. I don't. Today is Thursday.
Estamos casi cerrando el ciclo 2020 para comenzar de nuevo en enero con más esperanza, llenos de optimismo, con muchas ganas de continuar trabajando juntos a través de esto, de esta poderosísima fuerza que tienen el teatro y el arte en general. Y yo creo que esta es la maravilla de asumir grandes retos y de reinventarnos en un año como este, que logramos realizar proyectos que parecían imposibles y los hicimos posibles. Es un tema que me persigue desde siempre y que no ha hecho otra cosa sino enseñarme a valorar lo que tenemos, la vida, el presente. Yo no pienso ahorita que creo que más bien el pasado lo tenemos enfrente y el futuro a veces de verdad es complicado verlo y prefiero dejarlo atrás.
El prefijo trans era lo que sintetizaba el movimiento, el cambio, todo lo que tiene que ver con la transformación y todo lo que tiene que ver con aquello que es lo único constante en el universo, que es la transmutación, el cambio. No hay nada constante en el universo salvo el movimiento. Es que no hay vida sin muerte y no hay muerte sin vida. Y es el punto central de estos 28 minutos de extraordinaria. Sea el vehículo para motivar la reflexión sobre ese antagonismo que no existe entre vida y muerte.
It's very significant to me. Thank you, Rebecca. Thank you, Dirigida, for always bringing me into special spaces, into a special place. Once the pandemic and everything goes out, Rebecca, please, let's do it personally.
And also being an immigrant and what that transmutation is. So, and I think sort of all these things in my subconscious sort of filled my head with thoughts in this funeral.
It was a challenge, but it was also a gift. I think it was a gift to be able to work with this in both languages. And it was a constant sense of discovery. Like the play never felt stagnant. It always felt moving, changing, and it did feel alive. And it felt that it had. Today it was like it had a life and it died. So to me that was, I think, it was successful, and it was kind of the core of the show.
Nos transformamos cuando tomamos decisiones, nos transformamos cuando migramos, nos transformamos cuando crecemos, nos transformamos cuando nos vivimos transformando, ¿no? Y es admirable que en una obra corta, sencillísima, con ningún texto pretencioso, sea tan estremecedora con respecto a la vida y a la muerte, ¿no? Es tan sencilla, tan cortita, tan penetradora, que nos pone en esta reflexión, ¿no? Y de eso se trata del teatro.